Do cats feel remorse? How do cats apologize to humans? If you've ever caught your cat acting suspiciously sweet after scratching your couch or nipping your hand, you're not imagining things. Scientists have now cataloged 276 distinct feline facial expressions, 45% of them friendly, and confirmed cats can distinguish their owner's voice with startling precision. It's something the biology of reconciliation is only now revealing. Cats move through the world with a different emotional compass than humans, but their inner lives are anything but blank. Researchers have documented that cats experience a wide spectrum of emotions: joy in a sunbeam, frustration at a closed door, contentment in a warm lap, and even anxiety when routines are disrupted. What sets cats apart is not a lack of feeling, but the way they process and express those feelings. Instead of weighing right and wrong, cats are tuned to changes in their environment and the people closest to them. The emotional bond between a cat and its human forms through an ongoing exchange of signals. Cats are experts at picking up on subtle shifts, a raised voice, a sudden movement, or even the way a person enters a room. In fact, a recent study cataloged 276 unique feline facial expressions, with nearly half, about 45%, falling into the friendly category. Ears pitched forward, whiskers relaxed, and eyes slowly closing are just a few of the ways cats show comfort and trust. These signals are not accidental. They are the product of thousands of years of coexistence with people, shaped by the need to read and respond to human moods. The same sensitivity applies to sound. Cats can recognize their owner's voice with remarkable accuracy. In controlled experiments, when a familiar voice called out in a gentle, cat-directed tone, cats responded with renewed ear movement, widened pupils, and increased attention. If the voice belonged to a stranger, or if the tone shifted to something less inviting, the response faded. This ability to distinguish not just the words, but the intention behind them, reveals a complex social awareness at play. When a cat senses tension, maybe after an accident or a scolding, it does not reflect on the moral weight of its actions. Instead, it reacts to a change in the relationship. A closed-off posture from a human, a cooler tone of voice, or less physical affection, all register as a disruption. The cat's instinct is not to confess, but to restore comfort and security. This drive to reconnect is rooted in their biology, not in a sense of guilt, and it explains why a cat might suddenly become extra attentive after a mishap. Understanding this emotional landscape helps shift the focus from blame to connection. Cats do not apologize in human terms, but their behavior is a living record of their feelings and their desire to keep the social fabric intact. By reading their expressions and listening for those subtle cues, owners can see that what looks like an apology is really a bid for safety, closeness, and trust. Inside a cat's body, the drive to repair a social rift is not just a matter of habit. It is written into their biology. When a cat senses distance or tension with a human, a cascade of changes begins almost immediately. The most telling shift happens in the balance between two hormones: cortisol, the body's main stress signal, and oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. During moments of conflict or uncertainty, cortisol surges, priming the cat for caution or retreat. But as soon as a cat moves toward reconciliation, maybe by purring, slow blinking, or gentle contact, something remarkable occurs. Salivary tests show that cortisol levels begin to drop, sometimes within minutes. At the same time, oxytocin rises, setting the stage for calm and renewed trust. This is not unique to cats. In humans, similar patterns appear when a parent soothes a child or friends make up after an argument. The body rewards social repair, not moral confession. Recent studies using wearable heart sensors and saliva swabs have tracked these changes in real time. After a mild conflict, cats who engage in affiliative behaviors like head bumping or kneading show a measurable decrease in stress markers. Heart rate slows, breathing deepens, and the body's relaxation response takes over. These signals are not accidental. They are the result of an ancient, evolutionarily conserved system designed to keep social animals together and safe. Dr. Laura McCune puts it this way: what looks like a guilty stare is often a cat's way of saying, "I am still here, and I want to keep you." In other words, the so-called apology is a living negotiation, a bid to restore the relationship and to feel secure within it. The science is clear. Cats do not apologize because they feel guilty. They reach out because their bodies and their history with humans push them to seek connection when it has been lost. This physiological reset is the foundation for the visible signals that follow. As cortisol falls and oxytocin rises, cats become more open to touch, eye contact, and closeness. These changes prepare them to send the reconciliation cues that owners often interpret as an apology, and the next step is learning to recognize those cues, which are as much a product of biology as they are of behavior. A toppled glass, a hiss, a sudden dash. Cats don't linger on blame. Instead, they reach for a set of 9 reconnection signals, each with its own purpose and timing. Purring is often first, a low vibration that arrives within moments, calming nerves and inviting peace. The slow blink follows, eyes closing in a gentle, lingering gesture, offering trust without words. The slow blink is quiet and deliberate. Licking or nuzzling comes next. A cat may groom your hand or rub its face against you, echoing the comfort of kittenhood and releasing oxytocin to help rebuild closeness. Head bumping or bunting presses scent onto your skin, a quiet claim of belonging, often soon after the first repair attempt. Kneading, those rhythmic paw presses, signals comfort and trust, recalling early bonds and marking a return to safety. When a cat exposes its belly, it's a rare sign of deep trust, showing vulnerability even after conflict. Gift-giving appears less often, a toy, a sock, or sometimes a mouse left nearby. This gesture, though infrequent, can help rebalance the relationship after tension. The upright tail approach, tail held high and waving, acts as a friendly greeting, often seen right after calm returns. Play invitations, like batting at a toy or rolling over, restore shared rhythm and signal safety. Each behavior is a small repair, a step toward restoring connection. Not every cat uses all 9, and the order can change, but together they form a practical checklist for anyone hoping to read a cat's signals after a rough moment. These are the everyday tools cats use to mend the bond, one gesture at a time. Shadow arrived at Urban Haven Shelter carrying the weight of old fears. For weeks, he kept his distance, tail tucked, ears back, eyes darting away from every gentle hand. Maria Gomez, a certified feline behaviorist, began tracking his progress with more than just observation. She measured his salivary cortisol, the hormone that surges with stress. Shadow's first reading was 2.4 micrograms per deciliter, well above the shelter's average. The first 2 weeks brought little change. Shadow hid behind his bed, avoiding eye contact and refusing touch. But at the start of week 3, Maria introduced a new routine. Slow blinking, 3 times a day, always paired with a calm, steady presence. Within 48 hours, Shadow began to mirror the gesture. His eyes closed slowly, just for a moment, as Maria blinked back. This was the first sign of trust. By week 5, Maria added a gentle hand-over-head motion, inviting Shadow to initiate head bumping. The breakthrough came quietly. One morning, Shadow pressed his forehead into Maria's hand, followed by a tentative purr. His cortisol had dropped to 2.0 micrograms per deciliter, a sign that his body was beginning to relax. Week 8 brought a full transformation. Shadow greeted Maria with an upright tail, slow blinks, and playful invitations with a feather toy. His cortisol level fell again, reaching 1.6 micrograms per deciliter, a 32% reduction from his first day. For the first time, he approached volunteers at the door, tail swaying softly, ready for connection. Shadow's journey offers tangible proof. When humans recognize and reinforce reconciliation signals, even the most mistrustful cat can learn to trust again. Each milestone, slow blink, head bump, purr, was matched by a measurable drop in stress. The science and the story align. Patience, gentle communication, and respect for a cat's language can change the course of a life. one small gesture at a time. Today, science shows that cats reach out not from guilt, but from a deep need for connection. Every slow blink or gentle nuzzle is a real-time invitation to rebuild trust. Our job is to notice and respond. For more feline insights, watch the video if your cat stretches when they see you. This is what it means.